And behind me is Mr. Max ZT, and over here is Mr. Yakuba Sissoko, and we wish we could like be in Chicago and be with you, but this is the closest thing. So we're here in Brooklyn, and we're in our beautiful friend's apartment, and we're thrilled to get to make music for you. And I want to thank, of course, Max's parents, Alan and Jerry's Biral Teller, who've been members of Beth Emeth forever, and they made here beautiful Max, who's become one of my best friends and longtime musical collaborators. So it's really nice, all the connections. I met Max. He was playing in the subway. He used to hit the subways real hard in New York City. He'd be busking, and the louder you play in the subway, the more money you get. So he'd be playing real loud in the subway, and fast and loud, generated the most income. And I said, "Ooh, that guy looks intriguing. I want to be friends with that guy." And Yakuba, I just met within the last year. I started to have this repertoire. I'm going to perform tonight on the guitar and the oud, which is the Middle Eastern lute. And the oud has been getting most of my time lately, but I grew up on the guitar, and I've loved this instrument. Yakuba is a master of the kora, which comes from Mali, and Yakuba is like, how many generations?
71.
71 generations of masters of, and it's an instrument that passes the lineage of people of the history, and it's a healing music. And so I can't even fathom 71 generations. And I had this repertoire that started to sound like it was influenced by all the music from North Africa that I had listened to. And so I called Yakuba, and it was like, we didn't even need to rehearse. We sat down and played, and it sounded right. And so that's always a good sign. Yakuba consents. So we're gonna play some music for you, and because it's Zoom, which is a little funny, I'll probably take my headphones off and just play, but I'll talk a little bit about each of the songs before we play them. So thank you for having us, and I hope you've got a good sound system plugged in, or headphones, or whatever you got, because it's going to sound real nice. And there's a lot of strings in this ensemble, and we hope you. Oh, let's do this. I like to do this before, because we're all like stressed out because the world is so overwhelming. If you don't mind, before a concert, shake out your hands like this. Take a breath, and then shake it out. Just make sure you don't get hand or head and heart injuries. And take another breath like this. Exhale. Last one, and then I won't ask you to do anything anymore. Breathe in. Exhale. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Here's some gorgeous music. Is it? Steve. The first song we're going to play is this one. It's called Ashir Oz. There was a tradition amongst the mystics of waking at dawn. They wanted to be the first ones to greet the day, and they would wake at dawn, and so the poets composed dawn songs, and so they're like odes to the morning. And so that's the first song we're going to sing to you, Ashir Oz. can't really hear if you applaud. So if you want to give us some love, just shake your hands like this, and then we'll know it sounds okay. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna do one of the songs that's part of the Friday night literature for Shabbat. There were 6 psalms that are read on Friday evening, one for each of the days of the week, and this is. Which one is this? This is Psalm 92. I think it's like the one right before Lecha Dodi.
My guitar teacher from when I was 6, his name was John McClellan, and he said at the end of the song, you gotta shake your guitar. Yes.
Beautiful.
Where? Maybe just take a look at the chat. Okay. I'll peek at the chat every now and then again, so if you want to throw us anything in the chat, I'll take a look between the songs. We're gonna play a song. I didn't realize, but this is the song you sing right before L'Chadodi on Friday night. It's called Anabecoa, and the words are so old that they don't even know the meaning. The meaning is like it's amorphous. The meaning is kind of lost. It's like poetry, but the lines barely make sense. But the rhymes are there. They rhyme, but the words barely mean anything. Like I mean, they make sense. It's like I'll hold you like the pupil of an eye. It's like a night. I'll hold you like I hold the pupil of the eye. Yeah. But I wrote a melody for this song, and I wrote it actually. It's just about a year. A young man passed away, and I wrote the song a couple of days after his funeral. He was very young. He was 20 years old, and he OD'd. He was part of there's been so much drug use and overdose and young kids making sense of the world, which has been so hard lately. So his name was Gaetano, and it's nice that we're singing it a year later, but it kind of became a mourning song. And when we did the first high holidays after the pandemic, there was like so much accumulated mourning to address because there had been so much loss and so much grieving, and this song really held that space. So we're gonna play a mourning song and make prayers of mourning. There's the shooting in Buffalo was so horrific, and so we're gonna send our prayers to all the people there, the souls ascending, and the community there that's suffering so much. So this is Anabecoa. את עמך צגבנו תרם נורא והראש כבו מלכותו לעולם לעולם. Thank you, everybody. If we see some people sleeping, we'll make that means it's a good sign. We did a good job. We've got some in-house, we got the house. We're gonna make a prayer of healing now. After morning, healing follows morning. So we're gonna make a prayer of healing. And this one's a beautiful little, it's a short little poem that was written in Syria by a rabbi and cantor named Raphael and Tebi. And I was doing a funeral one day, and he said, "That's my great-great-grandson, or my great-great-grandfather." I sang the song. He said, that guy adopted my grandfather and took him in and saved his life. And so this is a really beautiful little wish for healing. So if you yourself or if there's someone close to you that needs some healing, physical, emotional, spiritual, all the places, we're gonna send you some healing vibes with this one. Are my companions wonderful? Wave your hands if you think my companions are just wonderful. I have that feeling. I hope you're getting that feeling too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. D major with the F sharps. And two guitars. Say again? There's a note? I'll go check. Oh yeah, good. We've got some questions. Yakuba, has your instrument changed at all in 72 generations?
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah, Yakuba's got these fancy tuning pegs, so it makes it that part's easier. These things are new.
Yes,
This generation, Yakuba was the change maker.
Exactly.
Before it was like Cafe Tupac.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Are the strings still made out of cat guts?
It was antelope skin. Now is into nylon or fishing line.
Fishing line, yeah. Well, we should we'll do a little instrument. You can see from there.
Yeah,
Show them
we
the front. You want to
we
show
can.
them? Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Can everyone see?
Yeah, Max, you're gonna have to hold yours up.
I think they're sending more.
עד ראשי שור חלשי ותן כוח לנפשי ותחשע הרחמים רם שוכן במרומים על הדסים וחזידיו אם מרחם בלעדיו אל חי רצה תפילתי ושל עזרתי אמר אדרות קרב להב מן הגבירה אל חי רצה תפילתי ושל עזרתי אמר אדרות קרב להב מן הגבירה בטח שהרחמים שוכן במרומים על הדסים וחזידיו אין מרחם בלעדיו
Max.
Thank you.
I'll say a word or two just about the Epichorus, this group. I think it's not really occurring to me till this moment. 2022, I think, is like our 10 years. We recorded the first one in 2012, and we've done 3 studio albums. The first one was called One Bead. The second one was called Najara, for the poet who's composed a lot of the songs. And the third one we just released, it's called Tenet Dreamland, or Healing and Lineage. The first 2 you can find us on iTunes. The other one is still up on Bandcamp. So if you go to Bandcamp and search for the Epichorus. And Max's beautiful wife Priya was the lead singer on Najara and has been singing with us for a long time. And we miss her. We make beautiful music with her. But the group kind of takes on different vibes, like based on the kind of stuff I compose. My influences range a little bit from the heavy Middle Eastern, which we're about to move to more of this, Western folk, or whatever you call it, this kind of guitar playing. And so Brooklyn and New York is so special that there's like so many masters that, if you lean into this kind of music and okay, we need a little bit of this, you can call this person. And so the ensemble has had a little bit of a core over the last couple of years. Some of the guys that aren't here, our bass player Donnie Ori and our percussionist Rich Stein, but then we've also had friends that have come in and take the music and kind of make it something else. So it's really fun to have Yakuba and some of the other valences that the music takes on. The new album that we did is really beautiful, and it's in the Arabic direction. It's we chose to honor some of the songs from the lineage. So we played a very old song recorded in Egypt in 1950. We did a song that's part of the Sufi, the Mevlevi tradition that the dervishes would spin to. We did a tune from Hamza al-Din, who's the North African master, and a song from Iraq. So we're going to play a little bit of the music that features the oud. And this is the other instrument that I fell in love with. This is called the oud, and we're going to sing you now Yadid Nefesh. We could sing Bar Yochai at the end. There's a really serious version of Bar Yochai that I know, but it's really serious. It's like too serious. Some hands for Yakuba Sissoko on the kora. Some hands for a beautiful Maxi T on the hammer dulcimer. My name is Zach Fredman. We've got, I think we got two. We got two more. Is that okay? I'm gonna do two more for you.
Cool.
This next one is called Ufros. It's a prayer for peace. Maybe you'll play inside out front. Frostaleno sukasho Petakne Beisal Vanefa Frostaleno sukasho Petakne Beisal padre sugashlo mecha vetakne betsa oh shit.
That's really good. Yeah. Beautiful.
So thanks everyone for coming and making music with us. I think maybe we'll take some questions if people have any, and then we'll play one last song after that, so we can go out with music. Hey, little doggy.
So I just want to thank you before we do the questions and get to the last song. I want to thank you all for coming, and I want to give a very special thank you to Mark Schoenfield, Zach Selch, and the Israel Committee for making this concert possible. So be sure and give them a thank you as well if you see them online or in person. And I want to throw out the first question. Mark raised his hand, but I'm unmuted, so I'll ask the first question. Can you just talk about, without getting too overly technical, I'm a musician myself, but not everyone here is a musician. Can you talk a little bit about, because of the you have instruments from different backgrounds, the tuning that needs to go into place so that you all can be in the same key? Are there any different tunings for all the instruments?
The first question was about tuning. Max is the Max has the most strings. Max wins the string count, and he's always very, very in tune. So I'll be giving a sermon, and Max will be going like, you know. um, and Yakuba has these tuners that are very helpful to change keys. You know, the Cora is probably best in certain keys, but then he's got these additional tuners that make it easy to, you know, if a musician says, I want to play in D sharp, then Yakuba can go to D sharp, but on a traditional Cora, it would be much harder to do that. The trickiest one is the oud, which is fretless. There's no frets on the oud, and in the Arabic music, there's quarter tones. They play with notes that aren't findable. So they're harder. They're notes between notes on a piano. So on a piano you can't find them, but on a fretless instrument like the violin or the cello you can find them. And so for certain songs, we'll have Max or other musicians tune to the quarter tone so that their open strings are going to hit that note. But sometimes you can get by without it. So on the Yedid Nefesh we sang, I was playing a quarter tone occasionally, and most of the time we kind of ignored it, or folks know that it's going to be there and they just kind of back off to give it some space.
You didn't play any D's on that. Just skipped it.
Awesome. Mark, you got your hand up. Go for it.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank Cantor Kotler for arranging all this and making sure it was brought to us tonight. But also, Max and Zach and Yakuba, I noticed that you're watching each other during while you're playing, and it looked to me like there were times when you were, what I would call ad-libbing a bit, that you were following each other and making things up along the way, and it wasn't all just a set piece on paper.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely the case. When we got this ensemble together, there's advantages. Like sometimes when we have someone who's not, I'm the composer for most of the music, and so I know the music best of anybody. And when we have another singer, everybody's got to listen to each other in an ensemble. The question was how much was improvised, and what's advantageous with me knowing the music so well is that I can like hold it down and leave it open for them to come and go as they please. And then I know when they're done, and then I come in with the vocal. And so with this trio especially, there's a lot of room. It's like I say, guys, here are the forms. We've got an A section, a B section, maybe a C section, but we'll kind of just follow my lead, and my job is to kind of hold space, but then they go in and out. And if they're grooving, like if there's fire, then we just let them go. And then, I wait till the fire gets quiet, and then I come back in with the next section.
Any other questions or comments from anybody? Or compliments? I know a lot of people put compliments in the chat if you want to verbally tell them how awesome it was. Now's a great time.
Well, it was a pleasure, and we hope to get to Chicago sometimes too. Max is going to Chicago like 8:30 tomorrow morning. So you just give him a holler, and he'll come by, and he's gonna be there in the morning. But Yakuba and I are staying here, but we hope to be there soon. I'm actually from St. Louis, Missouri, so I get to the Midwest a decent amount. Yeah, they say we should come do one on the Teller's porch. So porch concert at the Tellers. Yeah, tomorrow morning. We'll see you at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Nice.
I did want to say, so yeah, go check out our music. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. You can hear this trio. We haven't recorded an album, this trio yet, but there's stuff on YouTube. And the most recent album that we did is only available on Bandcamp. So you got to go to Bandcamp to find it. But we released a book, and the book is really beautiful, and it kind of tells the whole story of the album. It's 70 pages with artwork, and it's lovely. So I hope you'll order a book. I'll send you a book if you send me an email. The last song we're gonna do is the most recent one I've composed, and the musicians are just getting it under their fingers. But I taught a course this fall on piyut, which is like a lot of this music that we play is poetry. The Jewish poetry tradition is called piyut. And I taught this course on piyut, and I wrote the melody in the midst of it for Adon Olam. So you'll know the lyric pretty well, I imagine, but the music is influenced from a song that was written by two Jewish brothers named Salah and Daoud Kuwaiti, who were the kings of music in Iraq in the 30s and 40s. If you could imagine, the two kings of music in Iraq, I'm not kidding at all. These two guys were the guys. They were the composers for everyone in Iraq in the 30s and 40s, Salah and Daoud Kuwaiti, and they've got a song that sounds a little bit like this. So thank you all so much. Such a pleasure, and we'll be here a little bit afterwards if you want to say hey.
אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, וינשא מחיר סגור, אזי נולד שמו נקרא. אחרי כיכרות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא עומד, והוא יהיה בטבע רב. ירד לדמיון, בשינוי ותמורה, בחיבור בלי פרבור, גבוה וחורה. מקדשו דגל נפשי, משיחנו ישלח מהרה, יגנה שיר ואת קושי, אמן אמן שמענו Thank you, everybody. A big shake of the hands for Yakuba Sissoko on the kora. Yakuba's got beautiful music. Check out his music; it's really amazing. And Mr. Max ZT on the hammer dulcimer.
Yeah.
If you want to drive to Kansas City, he'll be in Kansas City soon. If you want to fly to Europe,
2 days.
he'll be in Europe soon. Thank you to our beloved hosts for having us in this sweet spot. Thank you so much. And thank you, Beth Emeth. It was such a pleasure to get to be here. And we really, really hope we get to be in Chicago soon. I imagine it'll happen in the coming years.
I'm there June 14th at Space.
Max is at Space in Chicago on June 14th. If you want to come see Max, check out Max. June 14th, he'll be at Space in Chicago.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you to Epichorus, and have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
I'm not sure what was more fun, listening to the music or watching Jerry and Alan, I have to say.
Yeah, I sent them a message. I said the same thing. Just like the smile never left their faces, and just the look of pride and joy. I was just like, man, it's more. Yeah, I was like watching them half as much as I was watching Epichorus too.
You guys can unmute yourself, by the way, if you guys want to mute.
Lag BaOmer Sameach, everybody.
Well, if you loved what they sounded like through your silly little speaker on your computer, you should see what they sound like in real life, in person. It would blow you away. And with Priya, with her